Plaintiff Susan Bolger says she's known the defendant for 15 years, and she often took him into her home because he had a rough childhood. Susan claims the defendant involved her car in a high-speed police chase and ended up totaling the vehicle, so she's suing. Defendant Tim Leary admits he had a bad childhood, and he was only released from jail a week and a half ago. Tim admits there was no structure in his home as a child, and he basically started raising himself at age 12. Tim admits that Susan was always there for him, and although he admits wrecking her car, he believes she's inflating the vehicle's value.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
Basically, I've known Tim since about 15 years now. Since he was a young boy, he spent many nights at my house. In fact, my family has taken him in. He's had, kind of a rough childhood. He's had problems in his family, people with criminal histories in and out of jail, alcohol, drugs, maybe even prostitution, I'm not sure. And
Well, why do you say that then?
Well, it's hearsay. That's what everybody says. That's what everybody says. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, say I heard.
Okay, it's hearsay. I don't want to say anything.
Okay,
Yep.
go ahead.
And basically,
Don't call the man a prostitute and you don't know.
no, I'm not calling him.
Well,
I
who
said
are you
the
talking
family
about?
members.
Oh,
Family members. I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about him.
Okay. No, but this is what he grew up with, and this is why I took him in. Kind of a surrogate mom. His aunt and I watched over him, had him at our homes, and he's been at my home in and out for several years.
Yeah.
And I've tried to help him because...
Has it helped?
It has helped,
Let me allow him to give some background before we get into the details of the car that you're suing for.
All right. First of all, Your Honor, I'm just a week and a half out right now from jail, and if I may say, I'm not only greatly disappointed in myself. I've let down a lot of family and friends, and not to make any excuses for myself, but like Ms. Bolger said, there was no structure. It was an unstructured home when I grew up. I had a family member, addicted to cocaine, father in and out of prison my whole life, things of that nature, run-ins with the law, but each time, and as I've got older, I've progressed, I've got wiser, stronger, not only mentally, but, just physically, everything like that. And what she was saying is also true as well.
What community did you grow up in?
Michigan City, Indiana.
A lot of poverty in your neighborhood?
It was poverty. Actually, it was
drugs?
It was all good until I was about 12, and then I raised myself, yes.
Mm-hmm. I guess the point I'm trying to make is in every neighborhood, every race, every school, we see the same problems when we see the same circumstances. Your family's involved in drugs, your father in and out of prison, unstructured household, you became a troubled youth.
That's what happened, yes.
Thank goodness I had a mother who didn't allow that type of activity in the household. It was all around me, but at least I had a mother who gave me everything I needed to overcome it when I decided I wanted to overcome it.
Right.
But I had it in me. Did you get any basics in life?
Just to expand a little bit on what Ms. Bolger was saying, she has been there for me like a second mom. Anytime I've needed a plate or a place to stay, she was there. And
since what age?
Since it probably a good 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm
How
26.
old are you now?
I'm 26 now.
Did you get a GED or a high school diploma?
I received my GED
a skill trade, huh?
I'm sorry to interrupt you there. I received my GED in 2001.
Okay.
And
what have you done since then with it?
Well, I've worked with vehicles for about 6 years.
Okay.
And also I work with trailers and modular homes.
What happened? How did you get involved in criminal activity?
Well, it was part of my younger life,
Yeah, but you're supposed to put that behind you once you obtain a job and a skill. And
I completely agree with you.
Okay. Just made mistakes in the recent years.
Well, the reason I'd come back to stay with her this time, I had a warrant here from 2008 for a battery, which I was involved in an altercation.
What about before that?
Resisting law enforcement, battery law enforcement.
All right, so you've never broken in houses, you've never robbed anybody,
No.
you've never carried a gun, you've never sold drugs?
No.
Okay. How about your family members? Have they sold drugs, engaged in criminal activity outside of having bad tempers?
No.
All right, well, all you all need is some good treatment. I like to figure what's going on out here in society, and that's why I ask a lot of questions that might not be relevant to the case, but it gives insight to me and other viewers as to what's going on in society and why it's going on.
Right. I am trying to, piece myself back together and put all this behind me. I'd like to,
What's wrong with you?
As of right now, I mean, like I said, I'm fresh out and have nothing but air and opportunity,
Right.
for myself right now.
But was anything wrong with you before?
I would say
Before
no.
you got into a fight?
There's no reasons that can explain my actions, except for that I feel bad about them.
I believe you did something else, sir. I believe you've been involved in some other form of criminal activity.
I really do, Your Honor. I'd like to get myself together, and
know,
the reason
sir,
I feel so bad
nothing really wrong
is because
with you if all you did was got into a fight. That's my point. It's
Well-
not a whole lot of getting together other than don't fight anymore. I'm subject to have a fist fight right now. But I'm not going to come back and say, I really need to get my life together. I'm going to say I need to stop fighting. And if a person pushes me, I need to walk away. But if somebody pushes me right now, I'm subject to hit them. And then I'll be in a fist fight because I might not have the strength to walk away. But I'm not going to come back and say, I really need to get my life together. My life is together. I just got in that fist fight. All right. So let's get back to the loan, man. Why are you suing him for the balance on a car loan or a car?
Yes, what I still owe on my car that he totaled in a
How did he total it?
high-speed police chase. It made the newspapers. I have that in evidence.
Why was he running from the police, to your knowledge?
He was running from the police because he was speeding, and rather than stopping and when he was being pulled over, he chose to run and drive faster and drive through a neighborhood where there are children, where he could have killed somebody, and he could have killed himself, and he didn't really care about anything except what Tim wanted. I know he was probably trying to get the car back to me. I know that he didn't do this to maliciously hurt me, but you know what? Somebody's gonna die because trouble doesn't follow you. You're making your trouble. And yes,
For
there's
fist
something.
fighting?
Not just there. He's sugarcoating it. He's had a life of problems, and whether
I'm
or
not
not
crazy.
he's a good actor. He's a very
I'm not
good
crazy,
actor.
ma'am. You heard me
Yes.
dissect that
Yes,
real
you know
quick.
exactly.
Right.
You know exactly what's going on here. And maybe Tim has to stay, instead of saying I'm sorry and basically wanting to make good, get tough on yourself. You're going to kill somebody. You're going to hurt somebody. If you were my kid, I'd slap you across the head. I'd slap you across the head. I wouldn't allow that. And you know that I gave you every opportunity
Well, I don't
to
want you
teach
to slap him across the head. You did the right thing by coming to court.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I don't get physical.
And people talk about small claims court. Why you had those people coming there for $500? Because I don't want them to fight and shoot and kill each other.
I'd
I'd rather them come here for $100 because some people will fight, shoot, and kill over $100.
I feel like he's a child. I mean, to me. I feel love and
Now,
remorse,
did he
but I have
total
to
your
pull
car?
away. He totaled my car.
Do you have the replacement value, or did you owe? Did you have
This
a
is
balance?
what I owe. It's right here, and I have also information that he wrote me from court. I have a letter from my son, who is his friend.
Sir, why don't you think you owe this money?
It's not that I don't believe I owe the money. It is the amount of the money that she's asking. I also did some research here. And also in the police report that she's giving you there's some false information. I have it highlighted right here.
What false information?
It says she tried saying that I got into an argument with Ryan, her son, who is still, he was like a brother to me,
Is this
whatever.
relevant to why you should not pay?
No.
Okay,
Tim,
well,
we
let's
all
get-
agree that's
Ma'am,
false. It is false.
We're on the money now. We're on the money. We're done with the game.
Okay.
The money, why don't you owe?
It's I have a statement here for the value of the car.
Okay. And so you think she should only be reimbursed for the value?
That's correct.
Okay, but those aren't the total damages, financial damages she'll suffer. So she'll still come out way behind. Oh, here's the value. All I got to know is the value. Some judges might do that. I won't. I believe that justice requires that people be compensated for all of the circumstances and all of the damage they suffered. She has to pay this off, whatever it was worth. She has to pay this off. And I'm not going to let her be damaged because of what you did. So some judges might go for that. I won't. $3,626 for the plaintiff.
Thank you.
Do what you need to do. Stop apologizing and just man up. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a hug.
Okay.
And then I'm not going to see you until you show that you're learning from this.
Okay.
Because if not,
Understand.
I wash my hands of you.
You have to see it with your own eyes.
Yep.
I understand.